Ladies and gentlemen, consistency is not an option, it is a necessity. In a world that rewards persistence, the greatest separator between success and failure is not intelligence, talent, or luck. It is the ability to show up every single day, regardless of how you feel, regardless of how hard it gets. Motivation is often romanticized as the key to success. People believe that if they feel inspired enough, they will take action. But here is the harsh truth. Motivation is fleeting, it comes and goes like the wind. Some days you wake up feeling energized and ready to conquer the world. Other days you don't feel like doing anything at all. If you only take action when you feel motivated, you will never achieve anything significant. Discipline, on the other hand, is what separates dreamers from doers. Discipline means doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. It is waking up early to work on your goals, even when your bed feels comfortable. It is going to the gym even when you're tired. It is studying even when you don't feel like opening a book. Discipline is about pushing through resistance and acting in accordance with your commitments, rather than your emotions. Successful people do not rely on motivation to get things done. They understand that motivation is unpredictable, but discipline is reliable. Think about athletes who train for years to win a championship. Do you think they wake up every morning excited to practice? No, there are days when they feel exhausted, days when they doubt themselves, days when they want to quit, but they show up anyway. They put in the work not because they feel like it, but because they have conditioned themselves to be disciplined. Discipline is a muscle. The more you exercise it, the stronger it gets. But just like any muscle, it requires intentional effort to build. The key to developing discipline is to stop negotiating with yourself. The moment you allow your mind to entertain the thought of skipping a task, you open the door to inconsistency. Instead, train yourself to act automatically. Make decisions based on your long-term goals, not your short-term feelings. One of the best ways to cultivate discipline is by creating a structured routine. When you have a set schedule, you eliminate the need to rely on willpower. You don't ask yourself, do I feel like working today? Because the answer is irrelevant. You simply follow the plan. This removes the mental burden of decision-making and makes discipline a natural part of your life. Another important aspect of discipline is self-control. It's easy to give in to distractions, temptations, and comfort. But every time you choose short-term pleasure over long-term progress, you weaken your discipline. Think of discipline as a contract you make with yourself. If you break that contract once, it becomes easier to break it again. But if you honor it consistently, it strengthens your character and makes success inevitable. Many people wait for motivation to strike before they take action. But the most disciplined individuals understand that motivation often follows action, not the other way around. Once you start working, momentum builds and motivation naturally kicks in. The hardest part is getting started, but once you do, it becomes easier to keep going. Discipline is also about embracing discomfort. Growth does not happen in your comfort zone. When you push yourself beyond what feels easy, you develop mental toughness. The ability to endure hardship, persist through challenges, and stay committed to your goals, even when the excitement wears off, is what separates high achievers from the rest. The truth is, discipline is not something you are born with. It is something you build. It requires practice, patience, and a relentless commitment to self-improvement. While motivation may inspire you to start, only discipline will keep you going. One of the biggest reasons people struggle with consistency is because they don't have a clear direction. They have vague ambitions like, I want to be successful, or I want to be fit, but they fail to define what that actually means. Without a specific goal, your efforts become scattered and inconsistency creeps in. This is why setting clear and achievable goals is critical to maintaining discipline and staying on track. A goal gives you a destination, a reason to keep pushing forward even when you feel like giving up. Think of it like driving a car. If you don't have a specific destination, you will drive aimlessly, wasting time and energy. But when you have a set target, every mile you drive brings you closer to your destination. The same principle applies to life. When your goals are clear, every action you take moves you in the right direction. To set effective goals, you must make them specific, measurable, and realistic. Saying, "I want to get in shape" is too vague. Instead, define your goal clearly. I want to lose 10 pounds in 3 months by exercising 4 times a week and eating healthier meals. This goal is specific, you know exactly what you want, measurable, you can track your progress, and realistic. It is achievable with consistent effort. Another crucial aspect of goal setting is breaking big goals into smaller steps. Large goals can feel overwhelming, which often leads to procrastination and inconsistency. Instead of focusing on the end result, break your goal down into daily or weekly actions. For example, if your goal is to write a book, don't just think about finishing the entire manuscript. Set smaller targets like writing 500 words a day. By doing this, you remove the pressure of achieving everything at once and focus on making steady progress. Once you have your goals clearly defined, write them down. Studies have shown that people who write down their goals are significantly more likely to achieve them than those who don't. Writing solidifies your commitment and serves as a constant reminder of what you are working toward. Keep your goals visible on a whiteboard, in a notebook, or as a daily phone reminder. Seeing them regularly reinforces your dedication. Another important strategy is setting deadlines. Without a deadline, a goal becomes just a wish. A deadline creates urgency and pushes you to stay consistent. If you tell yourself, "I will start one day," that day may never come. But if you say, "I will complete this project by the end of the month," you create a sense of accountability that drives action. Tracking progress is also essential. When you measure your progress, you build momentum. Even small wins give you a sense of achievement and motivate you to keep going. If your goal is fitness, track your workouts and improvements in strength. If your goal is financial savings, monitor how much you put aside each month. Progress, no matter how small, fuels consistency. One common mistake people make is setting unrealistic goals that set them up for failure. If your goals are too ambitious within an unrealistic time frame, you may become discouraged when you don't see immediate results. Instead, set challenging but attainable goals. Stretch yourself, but be patient with the process. Success takes time, and forcing yourself to rush will only lead to burnout and frustration. Another powerful technique is visualization. Picture yourself achieving your goal. Imagine the feeling of success, the rewards, and the impact on your life. Visualization strengthens your belief in your ability to achieve your goal, making you more committed to the journey. Athletes, business leaders, and high achievers use visualization as a tool to maintain focus and consistency. In addition to visualization, use affirmations to reinforce your goals. Tell yourself daily, "I am committed to my goals. I am disciplined and consistent. I will achieve what I set out to do." Your mindset plays a massive role in staying consistent, and affirmations help program your mind for success. Setting goals is not just about having a dream, it's about having a plan. When you have clear, structured, and achievable goals, you eliminate uncertainty. You no longer rely on willpower alone because your goals become part of your daily routine. Instead of wondering what to do next, you wake up with a clear purpose and a roadmap to follow. Consistency is not something that happens by chance. It is built through structure, discipline, and the ability to show up every single day, regardless of how you feel. One of the most effective ways to enforce consistency in your life is by creating a routine and committing to it. Without a structured plan, you are more likely to be distracted, lose focus, and fall into the trap of inconsistency. A routine eliminates guesswork and ensures that progress becomes a natural part of your daily life. A well-structured routine is a system, a set of habits and behaviors that guide you toward your goals. The most successful people in the world, whether athletes, entrepreneurs, or artists, follow a strict routine that keeps them disciplined. They do not wake up every day wondering what to do next. They already have a plan in place. This removes indecision and makes progress automatic. One of the biggest advantages of having a routine is that it removes the need for constant decision-making. When you wake up in the morning and have no structured plan for the day, you waste valuable energy deciding what to do. This often leads to procrastination or spending too much time on unimportant tasks. However, when you have a set routine, you eliminate unnecessary decisions and go straight into action. How to build an effective routine? The first step in creating a strong routine is to identify your priorities. What are the key activities that will move you closer to your goals? These should be the foundation of your daily schedule. For example, if your goal is to become a writer, writing should be a non-negotiable part of your day. If your goal is fitness, exercise should be a daily habit. Without prioritization, your routine will lack focus and you will be tempted to replace meaningful work with distractions. Next, set a specific time for each task. Your brain thrives on predictability. When you do something at the same time every day, it becomes a habit. For example, if you wake up at 6 a.m. and immediately start working on your most important task, your brain will associate that time with productivity. Over time, this becomes automatic, and you no longer struggle with discipline, it becomes second nature. A successful routine should also include a morning ritual. The way you start your day sets the tone for everything that follows. High achievers often have structured morning routines that include activities like exercise, reading, journaling, or meditation. These activities help them get into the right mindset before tackling the day's work. Avoid starting your day by checking social media or engaging in activities that drain your focus. Instead, use the first hour of your day to invest in yourself. Another critical aspect of an effective routine is time blocking. This means setting aside specific time slots for different tasks throughout your day. For example, 6 a.m., 7 a.m. exercise, 7:30 a.m., mine is 8 a.m. reading or learning, 8 a.m., 12 p.m. focused work, 12 p.m., 1 p.m. lunch and relaxation, 1 p.m., 4 p.m. secondary tasks and meetings, 6 p.m., 7 p.m. personal growth activities, 9 p.m., 10 p.m. reflection and relaxation. This structure ensures that every important aspect of your life gets attention and you don't waste time on distraction. Sticking to your routine. Creating a routine is easy, but sticking to it is where most people fail. The biggest reason for inconsistency is that people get discouraged when they miss a day. They fall into an all or nothing mindset. If they can't follow the routine perfectly, they abandon it altogether. This is a mistake. The key to long-term consistency is to allow flexibility without losing commitment. Instead of aiming for perfection, aim for progress. If you miss a workout one day, don't use that as an excuse to skip the whole week. If you fail to wake up early once, don't let it ruin your entire schedule. The most important rule is never skip 2 days in a row. One missed day is a mistake, but 2 missed days can turn into a habit. Another way to maintain your routine is to eliminate distractions. Many people struggle with consistency because they let interruptions dictate their schedule. If you constantly check your phone, get distracted by social media, or waste time on unimportant tasks, your routine will suffer. Protect your schedule by setting boundaries. Turn off notifications, set clear work hours, and create a distraction-free environment. Accountability is also a powerful tool in sticking to a routine. Find a way to track your progress. This can be as simple as checking off tasks on a to-do list, maintaining a journal, or using an app to measure productivity. Seeing your progress will keep you motivated and committed to your routine. If possible, find an accountability partner, someone who will hold you responsible for sticking to your plan. Finally, remember that routines should be adaptable, life is unpredictable, and rigid routines can sometimes become frustrating. If your schedule no longer fits your needs, adjust it instead of abandoning it. The goal is not to be perfect, but to create a system that keeps you moving forward. When people think about success, they often imagine massive breakthroughs, life-changing decisions, and dramatic transformations. But the truth is, real success is built on small, consistent actions repeated over time. It is not about making one big effort and expecting instant results. It is about showing up every single day and doing the little things that add up to something great. Many people fail to be consistent because they think their actions are too small to make a difference. They believe that unless they make a huge change overnight, their efforts won't matter. But this mindset is what keeps them stuck. The most successful people in the world did not reach the top by making one grand move. They got there by doing small things every day, things that seemed insignificant at the time but compounded into something extraordinary. Think about how water shapes a rock. A single drop of water does nothing to a rock, but over years of steady dripping, that water carves through solid stone. The same principle applies to success. If you take small, consistent actions in any area of life, whether it's improving your health, learning a new skill, or building a business, those tiny efforts will accumulate and lead to massive results. The power of compound growth. Small actions may seem ineffective in the beginning, but they have a compounding effect. This is known as the compound growth principle, where small improvements lead to exponential growth over time. Imagine improving yourself by just 1% every day. In the short term, the difference may not be noticeable. But over a year, that 1% improvement each day leads to a transformation that is over 37 times better than where you started. Most people fail to stay consistent because they expect instant gratification. They go to the gym for a week and see no results, so they quit. They start reading a book but don't feel smarter after a few pages, so they stop. They try to build a business but don't make money immediately, so they give up. But success does not work that way. The rewards of your efforts often come much later, after months or even years of dedication. Why small actions work? They reduce overwhelming. When you set a massive goal, it can feel intimidating. But when you break down into small steps, it becomes manageable. Instead of thinking, I need to write a book, think, I will write 300 words today. Instead of, I need to lose 50 pounds, think, I will drink more water and walk for 30 minutes today. They are easier to stick to. Big changes require huge effort, which is hard to maintain, but small actions take little effort, making them easier to repeat daily. They build momentum. The hardest part of any journey is getting started. Small actions create momentum, and once you gain momentum, it becomes easier to keep going. They rewire your brain for success. Every small action you take reinforces a habit. Over time, these habits become automatic, making consistency effortless. How to use small actions to stay consistent. Start with tiny goals. Instead of aiming for perfection, focus on just starting. If you want to exercise regularly, start with just 5 push-ups a day. If you want to read more, start with just 1 page. Once the habit is built, you can naturally increase the effort. Focus on daily wins. Instead of worrying about the end result, focus on what you can do today. Celebrate small victories, no matter how minor they seem. Use habit stacking. Attach your new habit to an existing habit. For example, if you want to build a reading habit, read 1 page right after brushing your teeth. This makes it easier to remember and repeat the action daily. Be patient and trust the process. Results take time, but every small effort counts. Even when progress is invisible, know that your consistency is building something powerful beneath the surface.